Hey everybody, today is Sunday, June 18th, 2023. It's Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to everybody out there. I hope you have a wonderful day with your family. I'm going to talk a little bit today again about attitude, safety attitude particularly. It's something that I think is a big factor in our industry. So I want to spend a little time again, talking a little more about safety attitude. I'm out in the field, quite often, and I do a lot of observations, and I think for the most part, people are trying to do their best. I think they really are. Nobody wants to get hurt. Nobody comes to work in the morning and expects to get hurt. But despite that, there are a lot of people, a lot of people in our industry that still behave in a manner that is a threat to their own well-being and also the well-being of their coworkers. And I think there's a couple of reasons why this happens. And one is a lack of knowledge, and what you don't know can hurt you. And I think the other is attitude. It's what our attitude is towards safety and how that affects, what goes on, on the job site. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So, what is your attitude towards safety? And most of the time when you ask people about how they feel about safety, they're going to tell you they're all in. They're all for it, and they're working their best to try and work safely all the time. And then you got those few others out there that are going to complain, and they just don't. They just can't get behind it. They just don't have a good safety attitude. And again, it is a difference of attitude. Your attitude affects almost everything you do. So, if you go out and you look at people, and all of you I know have people in your lives that that seem to be, they're successful, they're happy, they appear to have good, happiness at home, and everything they do, they just seem positive. And they just tend to have that positive attitude. And I believe it's the same way with safety. Safety rules, regulations, policies, they're written to protect us, of course, and keep us and others from harm. They're not written, they're not implemented to make your work life more uncomfortable or inconvenient. And it's just the way we perceive them. And again, that's attitude. If we have a bad perception of those rules and regulations, they're going to be hard to follow. So if we cooperate in safety matters and do our best to work safely, obviously that's going to reduce the chance of you or somebody else getting injured. And another thing that I think is really critical is if you're following policy and procedure and the rules, you're not going to get at odds with supervision. That's a big factor. Your supervisors have a tough job. Not only do they have to make sure everything's getting done and we've got good production, the company's making money, but they got to enforce these rules. They got to, and they shouldn't have to ask people over and over and over again. It just causes tension on the job. And following procedures and rules and having a good attitude about it, I think helps people feel more confident because injuries go down. We're not having bad things occur. And when stuff breaks and people get hurt, that can really affect a job and the attitudes with a lot of people on the job. So, and obviously we all want to go home in one piece. So, but nobody's perfect. People do make mistakes. We we can forget, we can make errors, and so to maximize those, safety efforts, we got to be looking out for people. We've got to look out for one another. And if somebody comes up and tells you that you're not working safely, then don't become angry, don't become defensive. That person's just looking out for you. They're just looking out for your well-being. And if you didn't know you were doing something unsafe, be thankful. Be thankful that your actions were noticed by someone before you got hurt, before somebody else got injured. So if you simply forgot the safe way to do something, you got a little careless, be grateful that somebody on the crew cares enough to step up and get you back on track. So and you should do the same. Obviously, if you see someone doing something unsafe, speak up. But do it diplomatically, and remember, attitude affects behavior. So if you have a positive attitude towards safety and the way you approach people when you might see something that needs to be corrected, that makes things go much smoother. So a negative attitude is only going to cause friction. It's going to cause conflict. It's going to cause stress. It affects production, and then eventually we're going to have a mishap. So guys, just be alert all the times. Be alert to any potential danger that you have out there, and trust your instincts. If your gut tells you there's something wrong, there probably is. Be aware of your surroundings. Use situational awareness. Know where the equipment is, where it's going, when it's moving. Watch out for getting in the bite, pinch points. Just start looking ahead and always be aware. Use your situational awareness. And guys, just avoid anything that doesn't feel safe. Again, if your gut tells you it's wrong, it probably is. So try to anticipate possible problems. Again, think ahead and try to stay vigilant and just be prepared for anything. And again, let's report anything unsafe. I think that's a very critical part of this. So yeah, guys, again, have a great Father's Day. I hope everybody has a wonderful day with their families. And again, when you go back to work on Monday, when you go back tomorrow, think about it. How comfortable are you? What shortcuts are you going to take? What price are you willing to pay? So be careful. And remember, you're the last one to have the hands on it. You're the last one to have that chain of thought go through your mind on what got you where you're at, what you're about to do, and what the potential outcome is. Just you. So again, have a great Father's Day, and we'll talk soon.